Good morning, Sunrisers, and welcome to May 2nd, 2018. Only 8 more days to go.
Who's counting now? Come on.
So May is Asian Pacific Heritage Month, ALS Awareness Month, Haitian Heritage Month, Celiac Awareness Month. There's all kinds of things that we can celebrate in May. But for now, we're just going to do the pledge. Oh, Ron McCauley isn't here today. He's in Ireland.
But
Ryan is going to do the pledge for Rod. Thank you.
Ready? Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And thought for the day, Vicky.
I'm right here.
You don't need a mic.
Everybody turn around.
Where is she? She's not at her post.
I'm not. So Joe Namath says, if you aren't going all the way, don't go at all.
Among the things on that list of all of the things going on, it is also Military Awareness Month or Veterans Appreciation. This is obviously the month of Memorial Day as well. So my additional thought is I was going to complain about the heat today, but then I realized it wasn't 120 degrees. I'm not 5,700 miles from home. I'm not dressed in full uniform. I'm not carrying 70 pounds of gear. And there's little chance of me driving over a bomb today.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And with that happy thought.
You sure believe. Up there with the old one, and well, you know, Mark's here today.
Yes.
That's a good thing.
That's a wonderful thing.
And it's kind of lighter in the morning. Did you notice that?
I did.
Nice. It's really good. Where?
Have a bright golden shade.
I think I've been doing this too long. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high as an elephant's high, and it looks like it's climbing clear up to the sky. Oh, what a beautiful morning! Oh, what a beautiful day! I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
All right, turn around and greet somebody. Say hello, shake a hand, give them a hug.
You can tell me that, Dan.
You're in fine texture. You were doing it.
You like that song?
Thank you to today's greeters, Debbie and David Mark Lennon, who was substituted for by Laurie, and our mic team today, Lori Darling and Al Lustig. President-elect Matt, do we have any visiting Rotarians today?
No.
No. Okay. How about guests? Who do we have for guests this morning? Brother Joe.
Rotarians, it's my pleasure to introduce Dave Lopes, my guest today.
Morning, Dave. And had a little talking points for Andrea, he's not here, and had a little thing for Naya, and she's not here, and I had a little thing for Katie Quinn, and she's not here. They all flaked out today. Actually, Caitlin is the current Rotaract president over at Sonoma State, and she was going to come talk to us, and then possibly have a program with her and she and some of her friends. What?
That would be nice.
That would, yeah, but she was going to talk about that. So,
Here he is.
oh, whoa, back up, there he is.
Hello.
Good morning, how are you, Andrea?
Sorry, I'm late.
That's okay,
How's it going?
good. You don't have much to say today?
Well, I saw the new Avengers movie yesterday.
Ah,
I saw it. It's a really good movie. And I already said my last
if you think about it, just raise your hand.
Okay, yeah. I had something, but I completely forgot.
Okay. That's a lot. Go ahead and get yourself some breakfast. Oh, one of the things that Caitlin had is they're doing a video project, and she wants to interview Rotarians, and so she was going to stick around afterwards, and we're going to call for volunteers. We'll probably do that next week if she comes next week. We have a special presentation this morning. Brother Joe.
Thank you. Where's
Mike.
Al? Good job, Al. Thank you. Come on up here. You can stay up here too.
Yep.
So Dave Lowe's, I think I know how to do this. He's no stranger to most of us here. I think some of you know him, or you've seen him, and seen him at many of our fundraisers. He is a friend of both Bill and I. Don't hold that against him. He and his wife Marcia live here in town. 2 sons. Marty knows them well. Probably spent a lot of time in Marty's office. Too well. Okay. But Dave is a great supporter of the community, the ag community particularly. Used to work, and don't hold this against him either, used to work for the federal government. And what's that line you use? So trust me, I'm with the government. That's it, that's it. But truly why he's here is that he has been a great supporter, very quiet supporter, but a tremendous supporter of our club and our fundraisers. And he's been both the direct buyer and then sometimes a behind-the-scenes buyer of the pub crawl that I put together. It's really his pub crawl. And I think, my recollection is he's probably spent close to or more than 10 grand for our club in buying these events.
They love it free beer.
Well, you can buy a lot of beer, and I try, believe me. But the highest honor that we in Rotary can give to anyone is a Paul Harris Fellow. Paul Harris was the founder of Rotary. He was a personal friend of Bruce Campbell. Bruce is here. But all kidding aside, it's a great honor and it's a pleasure that we can bestow a Paul Harris Fellowship on you, David. And we want to thank you for all you've done. There's a little plaque that you can show Marcia why you got up early this morning to come here. And I have a pin that I'd like to continue with carefully.
Now they're going steady. Oh, wipe the dandruff off his.
Oh! I thought we were non-political. I'd like to ask you all to please welcome our newest Paul Harris Fellow.
Thank you all for all the fine award, and thank you for all the wonderful things you do for our community.
Thanks, David.
very quickly, in the early days of Pinot for Polio, when we were first doing the label, Dave was in charge of getting the label for Pinot for Polio. And he submitted it to the ATF for approval, and they rejected it, claiming that we were making a medical claim that if you drank wine, it would cure polio. And so he had to go back to the ATF and get that straightened out. It was a very funny story. Welcome, Dave.
By the way, the government agency that you work for is KTF. So, President Bill's Beatles Die of the Week. All you need is love. Is there not a better way to start the day than all you need is love? I love it. Okay, so this day in history. Where's my little clicker? There we go. This was the day in history that King Henry VIII charged his second wife, Anne Boleyn, with crimes against the state, plotting to kill him, adultery, and incest. Oh, King Henry was a great guy. But one of the things that resulted, and she was tried less than 2 weeks later on May 15th and beheaded just a few days after that. There's a little ditty about King Henry VIII. King Henry VIII to 6 wives was wedded. 1 died, 1 survived, 2 divorced, 2 beheaded. Yeah, he was a swell guy. But among the things that came from that, when he was trying to divorce his first wife in order to marry Anne Boleyn, that's what caused the break with the Catholic Church and the formation of the Anglican Church. And anyway, this was the day in history. So what about birthdays in history? May 2nd is the birthday of Isabel Gonzalez. Who was Isabel Gonzalez and what did she do? Isabel Gonzalez was a single mother living in Puerto Rico at the time, unwed. She had been with an American and had a child, and the American went back to the U.S. So Isabel Gonzalez came and wanted to get together with him and find him and make an honest man out of him, which she eventually did. But in the process, she was trying to get into the country. They were trying to keep her out. And there was a federal case that went to the Supreme Court, Gonzalez versus Williams. Williams was the prosecutor, and it established the right for residents of American territories to be U.S. citizens. And that's what happened because of Isabel Gonzalez. So she's a famous woman in history. Also, born this day on May 2nd, 1967, this is the birthday of Mika Brzezinski. Mika was Zbigniew Brzezinski's daughter. He was the national security advisor to President Clinton. He was also an advisor to Lyndon Johnson. He's been around for a while. She has a brother, Matt, who was also a military advisor, and another brother, Ian, who was the U.S. ambassador to Sweden. So she's been around. Rotarian birthdays. And it's today. Joe!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scott. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, thank you. Never sounded better. Yep, my birthday. How about that?
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm just over the moon thrilled about it. Yeah, The alternative is worth it.
How thrilled are you?
Oh, you know, I was thrilled because this year I got into the Apple Blossom Festival senior discount. So it's all worth it now.
How much did you save?
Oh, I think $3.
I think it's more like $10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you see, memory's going. Well, happy birthday to me.
So find yourself $10.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's also PDG Helene's birthday coming up day after tomorrow. And guess what? We're all going to celebrate because
Having another birthday.
it's First Friday.
Well, I'm going to spend a week in Reno with my daughter next week. We're going to do a week in Reno. I'm going to do a week in Reno with my daughter next week.
Oh, good.
Mother, daughter, and the whole week. So please, somebody take care of Bruce.
Bruce, hide the credit cards.
And of course, because it's your birthday, it's also Bruce's partner's birthday. So you each get to pay $10.
Why not?
What a deal!
Take my ex-wife's credit card.
Sure.
Thank you and happy birthday. And by the way, will you be here on Friday?
You spent too much, you give it to me, I'll lock it up in the safe.
I'll be there.
Okay. And Rotary anniversary. It is John Boletto's 16th anniversary plus 4 at the Noon Club before he came over here. He joined the club, Sunrise Club, May 1st, 2002. And it's Mark Olson's Rotary anniversary.
Today too.
No, it's not me.
That was some young guy.
Spelled my name wrong. It's not me.
How big a fine?
All right.
Yeah, see what you got to put up with? Oh, only 8 more weeks, folks. And you'll get a guy that can actually spell.
Actually, I'm paid up.
Yes, Mark is
And I also had another event while I was gone.
Yes.
I am willing to pay $10, and I'll match 9 other people for polio if they have $10.
Let's see what we got. Anybody else want to hear that? He said he's going to match anybody for $10 for polio.
Up to 9.
I'll do that.
I'm limited to this.
All right. By the way, Mark was gone. He was up in the Pacific Northwest, and one of the clubs he visited was the Seattle Rotary number 4. So this is a very, very old club. They've been here for a long time. And the speaker that day was the president of Microsoft. Not bad, huh? And he also visited the Rotary Club of Olympia.
And the Rotary Club of Paulsville, but I didn't bring a flag. I've been there many times.
And he brought the president a gift. A nice hand-turning paper. Actually, he brought the president several gifts because he also was at a hotel.
It's called the Edgewater, which is the Edgewater. It's on the edge of the water.
Yeah.
But the penalty for showing up late, we didn't get out there. Our flight didn't get in until 8, so we didn't get there until 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
The penalty for showing up late is getting upgraded to the penthouse for no extra charge. It was the best room we ever had.
Cool. Anyway, at the Edgewater 50 years ago, the Beatles stayed there, and they reportedly went fishing out the window. This is a picture of the Beatles fishing out the window at the Edgewater. And rumor has it that the Intrepid 4 caught a fish and put it in the ventilation system of the hotel.
To be discovered later.
Yeah. Thank you, Mark, and congratulations. Barbara Barney, you got time to give us a few words about your trip to Guadalajara and our district grant project?
Yes, very thrilled. I spent a little over a week in Guadalajara with Dale Knight and Bea Moulton. Bea is formerly of the Middletown Club. Now she lives out in Rossmore, but she's still very active in several projects down there in Guadalajara left over from the Festival of Brotherhood. So it was great fun visiting old friends and looking at district grant, our current district grant project, which is a shelter for migrants. It provides up to 3 days of shelter, showers, laundry, real beds, real linens for migrants who are moving through, heading north, of course, as we're all aware, escaping all kinds of stuff in Central America. We also visited some other Rotary projects, including a boys' shelter. Now, this is more like a giant group home. They have 39 boys. And one of the Rotary clubs provides the home with fresh fruits and vegetables to supplement their diet. So these boys now are infinitely healthier than they were. And I want to tell you about 3 brothers that just arrived about a month ago. The oldest is 7, but he looks like he's 5. And they came to this home because the neighbors had noticed him climbing out a window every evening, and he would go out and scrounge for food and take it back to his 2 younger brothers. They had been locked in the house, and the parents gone. So they finally, the authorities came and took them away and brought them to the shelter, and to date, nobody's claimed them. So these are the kind of situations, the kind of boys that this shelter does. We've helped the shelter in the past. We also visited what I'm hoping is going to be our district grant project for next year, which is a medical hospital. And this is where people who come from outside Guadalajara for medical treatment, cancer, have a place to stay. Otherwise, they can't afford to stay anywhere, hotel or anything. So it's a hostel up to 85 people. It's a patient and a caregiver, because they all have to have a caregiver, family member or something. And this project is going to be adding solar panels to provide power to the facility. So that's hopefully going to be our district grant project next year. I really hope that, we're going to start getting a little bit better organized on Festival of Brotherhood, maybe bringing it back in some form. And I really, if you do, I really want to encourage any of you to come here and visit Mexico, visit Guadalajara. We stay in Tlaquepaque at a very nice hotel owned by a Rotarian. And meet the Rotarians, see the projects, and see and touch where your money goes, because it really gives life so much more meaning. I do have a present for you. This is dulce de leche casero.
Ooh.
So I haven't eaten any of them that day. I got them at the candy store. So I had a great trip in
I'll get a cup of coffee in my new Beatles mug and have some.
Yep, do it.
We also have a video, I think a week or so ago, I showed some pictures. Oh, back up, come on. This is from Jerry's visit to Africa a few weeks back. Thank you. Well, Brother Dave, some of your money put to good use. As Barbara said, get out there in the world and see what our money does, because it's a fabulous experience. I took $1,000 down to over to Uganda, and 500 of it purchased textbooks for grades 1 through 3 at one of the schools that we help support. They had no textbooks. There's 1,200 kids at the school, 240 in a classroom. The classroom, one of the ones I looked at was just bare dirt and not even a place to sit, and what looked like a blackboard on the brick wall there. But anyway,
we did that, and another $500 to another project where they're doing experimental farm to teach some farming techniques. And we're also supporting solar cookers that they are building there, buying locally sourced material to create the solar cookers. Each cooker can cook 8 kilos, like 17 pounds of beans in just 3 hours. The gathering, the solar gathering is about the size of the tabletop here, curved and parabolic, all that stuff. Anyway, fabulous experience. So there are opportunities to get out and travel on Rotary trips, and keep your ears out open for them, and get out there and see it, because it will really change your life.
Thanks, Jerry. So, in addition, whoops. In addition to our international stuff, we also have local projects. Big Al?
Well, last Saturday was Rebuilding Together. We had a small crew, but we worked our butts off, accomplished everything we wanted to accomplish, had a very happy homeowner who, first thing she did was apologize for applying for this opportunity. And she felt bad because she's 79. She used to do all her own yard work, all her own painting, and take care of herself like that. And she could no longer afford to do that. So she was very grateful. Those that were involved, please stand up and be recognized. And Maya was there also. Very nice for a high school girl to give up her Saturday. So thank you very much, and hopefully we have more volunteers next year.
We also had the dictionary project. We talked about it a little while back, but I didn't get around to reading of the letters. We got a whole bunch of letters, and they're just so cute. They're addressed to Mr. Cook and Mr. Webb. Thank you for the amazing, enjoyable dictionary. You are very generous for giving us your time and telling us about what you do. The pictures are very interesting. Me and my friend are testing with each other on states. There even is a picture of the sun. It shows us sign language. I've learned my name in sign language. These are awesome dictionaries. Written in cursive. I don't have time to read more today, but yeah, terrific. Quattro de Mayo.
Yes, Mario from the Noon Club has opened up his patio for us, and I have to give him a head count today so he knows how many people are coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And double it for me, because Maxine's coming.
Tell you what, would y'all just shoot me an email and tell me how many today? Thanks so much. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So, upcoming announcements, Quattro de Mayo and Helene's birthday. And the Derby party coming up this Saturday. So if you volunteered, be ready to do that. That was, remember, one of the auction prizes we gave, or sold. Next week's program is going to be the Sonoma Area Agency on Aging, May 12th. We're still on track for the fundraising? Cool. Yeah, okay, good. That subject to change, but possibly May 12th. Anybody notice anything different about the room setup? Missing anything?
We don't have our banner yet?
Where is that?
He got a pass last week.
Where's our banner?
He got a pass last week, but
You know what happened?
President-elect Matt.
I have the other banner. I took the
Oh,
banner.
it's Louis. Oh, no. I was about to find that. Well, that's a horse of a different color. $10.
I took the wrong banner back to the school. I didn't open it after I rolled it up. And we had 2 banners in the parade. So yes, I was wondering why I had a yellow string.
Okay.
Can you get it back? Can you bring it back?
The other one that we had?
Our banner.
Oh, that's what we have? Okay, yes, I can get it in 2 weeks.
All right, take the Interact back to them and bring us our banner back.
It's now continued.
You tell 'em, Nick.
Back to me.
Okay.
We have the last Interact meeting is in 2 weeks. If anybody wants to come and see the club at their last day, and they just did their elections, they have a very dynamic duo. One girl is going to be next year's president. She started off as a freshman. We have another senior, also very dynamic, does a million things, and she's going to be the vice president. And they sort of had a competition, and everybody's happy that both of them are on the team. So we expect great things coming next year. But if you want to come